Hello, and thank you for joining me on She Walks, She Paints. Now, I've had a few new subscribers recently, which is really amazing. In fact, I just hit 1,500 subscribers this week, which is incredible to me. That's just insane. So thank you so much if you have subscribed. If you are new here, my name is Sarah, and I will be going on a walk somewhere in Scotland every week and taking you with me on an adventure with me and my walking companion, Jack Spaniels. And we'll be looking for something to photograph and paint when we get back home to the studio. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. It really does help my channel out and I really appreciate it. Today we've come to a place called North Queensferry, which you can maybe see behind me, and that's on the Fife coastal route. It's a lovely little village and it's also the home to a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so that's pretty exciting. But we're going to see something a little bit different today. We're going to have a wander around the village and maybe a little walk through the nature reserve to the beach. So there's going to be lots of stuff going on. Let's head out and see what we can find today. Hey Jack, you ready to go? You ready to go? Let's go! Hello sir, that is a big stick that you've got. You managing alright? Yes. So much glass and bits of clay pots and pottery here. It's cool, this little terracotta clay marble, I think. It's very cool. I'll take that home. We have a little marble collection. The three bridges you see here span 3 different centuries, although use of this location as a crossing goes back much further in history. A regular ferry operated here on the Forth as far back as the 12th century. The crossing was originally established by Queen Margaret of Scotland to carry religious pilgrims to St Andrews and Dunfermline. This gave the villages of North and South Queensferry their names. Opened in 1890, the Forth Bridge was the world's first major steel structure, and still holds the record as the world's longest cantilever bridge. An earlier plan was dropped as another bridge by that designer over the River Tay collapsed in 1879, tragically killing 75 train passengers. The iconic steel design that we see today was chosen in part to rebuild public confidence in the strength of bridges after that tragedy. In 2015, UNESCO awarded World Heritage status to the Forth Bridge. It is Scotland's 6th World Heritage Site and enjoys the same status as the Taj Mahal and the Great Wall of China. It takes 240,000 litres of paint to cover the whole bridge. It's believed that it took so long to paint that by the time the maintenance crew finished, they would have to start again at the other end immediately. The two other bridges you see here are road bridges. First considered in the 1920s, it wasn't until 1964 that the fourth road bridge was opened. The most recent of the three bridges is the Queensferry crossing, which was opened in 2017. The three bridges in such close proximity are now an iconic part of the Scottish landscape. This hexagonal tower is the world's smallest working lighthouse, built in 1817 to ensure the safe passage of the ferries going between North and South Queensferry. The lighthouse was designed by Scottish engineer Robert Stevenson, grandfather of the author Robert Louis Stevenson, who wrote Treasure Island and The Strange Case of Jekyll and Hyde. This small, uninhabited island is called Inchgarvie, just one of many such islands in the Firth of Forth with a fascinating history. Located right next to the important ferry crossing, Inchgarvie has been fortified as far back as the 1500s. Between 1519 and 1671, the castle was used as a prison, and in 1580, Inchgarvie was made a place of exile for the plague-stricken. During the Napoleonic period, the threat from the sea meant gun batteries were created in 1806, and it had renewed importance during the early 20th century because of the First and Second World Wars. The island was used as a construction office for the rail bridge, as well as accommodation for its workers. Some of the stone from the former castle was used to help build the sunken structures that housed the foundations of the bridge. Come on then, let's go. I love that the old quarries here have been reclaimed as a nature reserve, a sharp contrast with the industrial past of this area. Stones from the quarries here were used for the rail bridge foundations, the Forth and Clyde canals, and even London pavements. tiny delicate scallop shell on the beach. I love the colours and the patterns on it. Love these teeny tiny scallop shells. They're so delicate. Look at that one. This one's so tiny. Same size as my fingernail. I left these shells here at the beach as I don't like to take natural things out of their environment. However, I did take lots of photos. So here we are at Port Lang, we're at the beach, which Jack is really enjoying, obviously, as always. We're going to retrace our steps through the nature reserve and back to North Queensferry, and hopefully there'll be a cafe still open that we can get some refreshment in, because I think that is much needed. But yeah, just a really beautiful day. Really interesting exploring the village in North Queensferry. I really love that. It's so strange. It's just sort of perched underneath this gigantic bridge, and you forget it's there sometimes when you look around and it's just looming over the houses. Must be a really nice place to live, but also quite a strange place to live with that looming over you all the time. I hope you enjoyed that visit to a UNESCO Heritage Site and that little walk through the nature reserve. And I've got some great photos. I don't know if the ones of the tiny scallop shells will turn out right. I'll take them back to the studio and see what they look like. Otherwise, there was loads of flowers. I've got loads to choose from, so you'll just have to wait and see. I'll see you in the studio for that. I chose 3 different size shells to paint, as there was such a variety of colours and patterns in the examples I found. I had to scale up the size, as the smallest shell was only the size of my fingernail, and it would have been so hard to capture the details of something that small. Maybe these tiny shells belong to king or queen scallops, 2 species native to the North Sea. King scallops can live for up to 20 years and grow to 17 centimetres across. This is another painting where I wanted to use quite delicate colours. The tiny shells are so fragile that using bright colours wouldn't have worked. Adding in the wavy textured lines here was nerve-wracking. My hand was shaking slightly as I was worried about painting these tiny, delicate lines. I was a bit nervous about trying to paint shells, but I really enjoyed working out how to capture the texture. I didn't want to achieve perfect photorealism, as that isn't how I paint. I prefer to work out techniques that capture the aspects that I like about my subject matter, and trick the eye into seeing it on this flat blank page. was in two minds as to whether I should add in shadows to place them on the page and finish off the piece. I was concerned that it would somehow ruin the painting, but I decided to go for it. Let me know in the comments if you think I made the right decision. All my paintings are available as prints on my Etsy store. Purchasing a print means that you're helping to support my channel and genuinely helps me keep doing what I love and sharing that with you. You can also support me by liking, commenting or subscribing, following me on Instagram, or by donating the cost of a coffee over on Ko-fi. Links to all my pages are in the video description below. Thank you for joining me today, and well, that was a loud noise. I may have picked the wrong place to do my intro. Just gotta wait for that. So yeah, I'm really excited to show you this.
Ow!
Oh, you're my favourite little boy. Yes. Yes.